the one client that I spoke with, he said he gets 20 calls a day for his property, and he does get a lot of realtors. And he says, I said, hey, I just want to help you out just to sell the house without using me as an agent. He's like, he's heard everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's nothing, I guess realtors are calling all these for sale by owners, and it's just not. I think it's saturated maybe right now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what are you going to work on next? What area are you going to work on next in your business?
So my train of thought is I just might want to door knock. I feel like cold calling. I mean, right now the weather is pretty hot here. It's like over 100, so I can't door knock.
Right.
So right now I'm just focusing on social media. And so I'll continue focusing on social media, and then I'll set aside some probably a few hours a day to door knock when the weather gets better. Um, and I've done door knocking before, and I've gotten some emails, not people who are wanting to sell, but just interested in kind of what I can provide for them, but I never followed up. That was the issue. So I received about, I'd say like uh total of maybe 40, 50 emails from door knocking. And
Okay.
I didn't do it long, maybe about every day. I'd get like a few, like 3 or 4 emails. So I did it for,
What are the emails? Like, what are they emailing you for? What was your call to action?
I told them I would just give them kind of like a monthly market update.
Okay. Okay. So have you put them on HomeBot?
No, I didn't do anything. That's the problem. I didn't follow up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing if you're gonna door knock and offer something, is
Right.
just you can put them on HomeBot because that's going to stay in front of them every single month and you do it once.
Okay.
And then the way that you start to narrow down who you follow up with at that point
Hmm.
is like the name of the game is let's get more people on HomeBot that we possibly can.
Hmm.
So anybody that you know, any past clients, any homeowners will go on HomeBot. You can offer that to them. And then you can go look at your HomeBot stats to see who's opened the emails and how many times have they opened them.
Hmm.
And that's where you start with your follow-up.
Okay.
So then it's like, these are the hot people, and everybody else that doesn't even open the email, they're not very interested. But these people that keep opening it are most interested. So then you
Right.
can follow up with another email to see if they have any questions about the values that came over. Is there any changes they want to make while the market's,
Hmm.
still great, while they can offer less on properties or whatever, like the sales pitch is at the moment. That's when you offer that to them.
Hmm.
That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah. I heard you talk about that in your either podcast. I think it was your podcast.
I'm in the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I was gonna do that as well. I was gonna, because it's been like I think about a year since like maybe 6 months ago when I door knocked. 6 months or maybe 8 months. It's been almost a year. And
Okay.
so I think it was you or someone else that said that just go and apologize. I think someone else said just go and apologize. No.
No apologizing. That means you
Okay.
did
Okay.
something wrong. There's
Okay.
no need to apologize. What I would do if you have leads from 6 months ago
Uh-huh.
and you have their contact info,
Uh-huh.
go put them on HomeBot.
Okay, but I'm gonna write up an email to them.
You're going to write up an email that just says, did you get my follow-up playbook? I can't remember if you had the follow-up playbook.
No, I think I have the. I,
Hmm.
I may have.
Can't remember. So if you have the follow-up playbook inside there, I have an email that just says, hey, this is what HomeBot is. This is the value I'm going to provide you. If you don't want it, email me back and I
Uh-huh.
can unsubscribe you. But then you just at least preface it coming from your email to them and then go sign them up.
Okay.
So then it's number one, it's not going to be junk mail.
Mm-hmm.
They are anticipating it coming.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'd like to do is just embed a little screenshot of what HomeBot looks like when it comes into your inbox.
Mm-hmm.
Because when then they receive the email, they
Mm-hmm.
automatically know this isn't junk and this is what Lisa sent me, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
this is what Daniel sent me.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you do that, then
Mm-hmm.
it's not a surprise, it's not junk, and they're more likely to stay on the email list. If you were to
Okay.
focus on even that, I mean, there's not one thing, again, we talked about this last time, but there's not one thing to focus on. But if
Uh-huh.
you were to focus some of your time on getting people onto that program,
Uh-huh.
that's going to give you like it's going to let the cream rise to the top. The people that are most interested in possibly selling their property, they
Uh-huh.
they rise to the top because they're opening their email 15 times.
Uh-huh.
I've got one lady who I know hated me. Like,
Oh.
pretty sure she hated me, or she just didn't manage her emotions very well during our transaction. I'm not sure. But I kept her on HomeBot. I kept her on my follow-up gift program. I kept her on all of it. And it's been about 3-4 years since she bought her house. And I thought, there is no way she's ever going to call me to sell her house, but I'm going to keep her on there anyway, just, just to be kind. And she opens her email all the time. Well, she started clicking the reply button on the email asking about her value. And then 6 months later, she asked about her value again. So she keeps asking about her value. And then I kept sending her gifts and I kept her on the program. And now she sent me a message and she's like, we're going to be moving next year and we want you to sell our house. And thanks so much for sending us all this information all the time and the gifts. And we love it. So even someone who absolutely, I'm pretty sure, hated me, right? She's like turned the corner because you're providing value and you're making them feel loved. That's what we're searching for. So we're trying to find in any of the things that you do, Daniel, what I would say is, how can you make it more personal? So how can you level up to make it a little bit more personal? So if you're going to door knock, how can you make that more personal? Can you just take them like a flyer, right? And offer to provide their value to them once a month. And that's all you're doing when you're door knocking. Hi, my name's Daniel. I'm in the area. Like, if you'd like your value, or I'd love to provide your value to you once a month. It's automated, will come to your email. It's super simple, has all this other great data. Would you like this? And then it's just a yes or a no. You can put the QR code on it so they can sign up for it themselves if they want. If you have the opportunity to talk to them, I would try to get their information because you're more likely to succeed if you do that. But then you've got some sort of valuable piece of information, which is different than, hi, I'm Daniel, and like, are you interested in selling your house? The market's really hot. Like, that's kind of a lot more awkward. But staying in front of them once a month with value, you're going to be the first one that they reply to when they need to sell their house or when they have a question. Yeah, it's a great tool. It's like number one tool, cheapest tool out there. So
I'll just send them an email saying, hey, there's this whatever that, HomeBot, whatever. I'll think of a word for that. But hey, I set you up with HomeBot, and this gives you, home valuation, and it's a once a month. If you're interested, you can keep looking at it. If not, unsubscribe. No apologies, nothing. Just straight up.
We don't need to apologize, because apologizing means there's something that we did wrong.
Sure.
There's no need to apologize. You are offering value. Why do we apologize for offering value?
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't apologize.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna door knock when the weather gets better.
Yeah.
And then, do you think, I don't know about cold calling. Like, I know you're not a fan of it, but I just feel that door knocking is more effective because I see them in person versus a bunch of calls.
Yeah, so true. So I think that, again, if you're going to cold call, if you have a list of phone numbers you're going to cold call, then it's the same thing. What value are you providing to them when you're going to call them? Because if all we're doing is calling to say, I just remember I had somebody knock on my door one time when the market was really high in 2000, what was it, 5, before it crashed. And they knocked on my door and they're like, hey, we have people that would, in your price range that would totally buy your house today. And I was like, I don't want to move today. Like, with no other, like, hey, would you like to upgrade? Or, is your family expanding? Or are you guys feeling like scrunched in the small square footage? And would you like to look at other options? She didn't even get the wheels turning. She's like, do you want to sell your house? I'm like, no. Oh my gosh, no. Like, I don't want your money, because where am I going to go? And provided no solution. So it was very like fragmented, the conversation was. So if you're going to call, if you're going to cold call, what is that going to sound like? What are you offering to them? Why are you calling them? And if it's just to say, do you want to sell your house? I would say, don't waste your time. But if you're going to provide some sort of value, or, hey, I provide values for, for people in the neighborhood. Would you like to know your value once a month? I'll send it to your email. unsubscribe if you don't like it. And then they can be like, yeah, I'd like it, because it's not just the value, it's the interest rate, it's what they could Airbnb their house for. I mean, give them the gamut of here's what this program will give to you. It's really amazing. And I have myself on it as well.
Mhm.
That you're more likely to get their contact information and get them put on HomeBot. Then we watch our HomeBot to see who's opening it, and we start to interact with the people that are opening the email.
Mhm.
Much different than casting a really wide net and not knowing who's interested. And then what's going to happen if we do that is we're going to get frustrated, and then
Mhm.
we're going to stop. We're going to quit because we're going to say it's not working.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got it.
Awesome. I
Thank
think
you.
that's a great plan though. And it sounds like it's something you're interested in doing. So do it. Just do it with purpose.
I think it's most, personally, I think it's most effective.
Then do it.
Because,
And you're a
yeah,
numbers guy too.
right.
Yeah. You're a numbers guy.
Yeah.
So if you can call 100 people and you can see for you, if you get results, that means that 10 of them answered, or you got 10 people's emails, like that's how you're quantifying, like making progress and having success, then that's what I would do.
Do
Yeah.
you think this would be effective, most effective in terms of like the fastest way to get business, or you think there's another way?
I think if this is the only thing that you focused on, that's not a good plan. So
Sure.
you're going to have to split your time between
Uh-huh.
different things. I wouldn't give up calling for sale by owners. I wouldn't give up looking up expireds, or even if you're going to look up expireds, maybe mail them that same flyer that you were going to door knock with, or go door knock the expireds.
Mhm.
Give them the opportunity to get their home value every month. Right? That's you're going to have to find multiple avenues to continue to find your business. So if you want to run a Facebook ad, run a Facebook ad or Facebook. Oh my gosh, I can't speak words today. Run a Facebook ad for finding your home value, for your home value. Right? So that could be the same type of ad, but you're going to have to keep doing, because even if people have, let's say, like Zillow, say they pay for Zillow leads, that can't be the only source of business most of the time. You still have to supplement with other things if you want to really expand your business. So could this get you like another one a month? Probably one,
Mhm.
two a month. I mean, it depends on how many you call, how many you connect with, what the odds are. But if
Mhm.
you really want 3 or 4 or 5 a month,
Mhm.
then we're going to have to have all the other avenues as well. So make sure that your profiles are set up everywhere that you need to be. You could watch, if you haven't watched the top like 15 lead sources, watch that replay on my page, because you've got to have your info out there. You need to be signed up for all the programs, right? You need to take every opportunity. That's one of the ways that I really started gaining traction and found success, is every opportunity. I would do the open houses. I would call the for sale by owners. I would, approach the builders. Like I didn't ever call expireds at the time. But I would just try. I signed up for all the free lead sources. I had my profile everywhere. Like I did all the things. And by doing all the things, then I sold, 48 that year, because I didn't just do one,
Okay. For
because
sure.
they don't all work at the same time and they're not all cash cows.
Mhm. Got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Oh, well, hey, Sherry and Marcia, is that right?
Hello.
Oh, hey, do you have any questions that you'd like to be coached on today?
Well, I don't know. Right now I feel like I'm starting over. I've listened to some things that you've just shared with Daniel. I ask about systems. What kind of systems do you actually use? I actually I'm under Keller Williams. And
Okay.
I've actually gone back and in Command, and I'm doing those things in Command this week. I probably should have did it 2 years ago, but things were good without it. But now
Right.
that things have
Yeah, it's
things
time to
have
shift.
slowed down a whole lot, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to back up and do these things now.
Yeah. Okay. So what are these things? Get my headphones.
Like
What are these things?
Well, actually having a system. I don't have system. I don't have a
Okay.
system. I was working off referrals, but like I said, now
Okay.
that things have slowed down, right now I do have a listing, but that's about it. As far as buyers right now, I don't have any.
Okay. So what do you mean by systems? Can you describe that to me?
Well, a system to attract sellers and buyers. Now I actually heard running the Facebook page with
Oh.
finding your home value.
Oh, Facebook ads, or you're putting up a Facebook page?
The ad.
Running ads.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Yep. That's why you can do that. So I'm going to ask you the first question. How long have you been in business?
2 years.
2 years. And how
Yep.
big is your database of past clients?
Do you want me to be honest with you?
I do. Because it doesn't help us. It's like me lying to my nutritionist about what I
It's
actually
not.
ate.
It's not. I think I probably have about 40 people in it now. Again, I've been working off referrals.
Okay, so these are
now-
past clients. Hold on. I'm going to slow you down for just a second. These are past clients, people that you've sold to.
Yes, or
Okay.
potential buyers, and they decided not to buy. Yes.
Okay. So you have 40 people that you could market to that already know you.
Those are the 40 include the past clients and
Okay.
the ones who were potential and maybe decided to wait.
Okay. So we're going to separate those two. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why I'm taking you back to this for just a second, because we want to, like, our clients need to go in different buckets. Okay. And the reason why is we're going to do different things with them when they're in different buckets. So we have our buyer bucket, our seller bucket, or have sold bucket, right? And then we have our cold lead bucket. We really only categorize people in 3 different ways. And when it comes to systems, we keep it super simple when it comes to systems, because any of our past clients, we want to keep in touch with them. Because the better we keep in touch with them, the more likely they are to remember us and to refer us to other people. So what are we doing with our past clients so that they remember us, so that we can get more referrals?
Well, as far as I text them. I reach out to them at least 2 months. I just send a text. Is there you and just ask them, is there anything I can do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you.
So that's a lot of work. That's definitely a system if you wanted it, but it takes a lot of remembering. And then as you grow your database, you're less likely to keep up with that because you're going to get busy. And then it's going to be hard to keep in touch with them. Okay. So we want to have a way to keep in touch with our past clients, stay in front of our past clients so that they can remember us and refer people to us. That's going to right there help increase your business, because even someone that bought 2 years ago, if they bought 2 years ago and maybe they still bought kind of low, they got a good deal, they still have some good equity, or something changes in their life, or they decide to get divorced, they need to know they can call you, right?
Right.
Okay. So I do what's called the 3-2-1-12. Okay.
You said the 3.
Yeah. So it's the 3-2-1-12.
12. Okay.
Okay. So I send to my clients, and I'm going to give you the short version, but you can get the follow-up playbook. I think I have it out there for like $9. So what I do is I send them this 12. I send them an email once a month, but this comes directly off of HomeBot. Okay. So
Said home.
HomeBot. 25.
Bought.
Yep. HomeBot.io. HomeBot.io. They should give me kickbacks for telling people to use them, but they don't. But it's a really great program. Go take a look at it, sign yourself up for it, send yourself an email. You can see what it is. Okay. It's got great value in it. And instead of now texting your client every 2 months, you are sending them an email with your name and your phone number and your email and a way to reply to you and your cute face every single month with value, because you're giving them what the market's doing, what their mortgage balance is, what the interest rates are doing, how much they could Airbnb their house for, and so on and so forth. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's autopilot with value, because I don't care for emails, like just regular email sequences. If we do follow up, what are they called? I don't even use them. Drip campaigns. When you put them on just an email drip campaign, like
mhm.
I always know with my Allstate person puts me on my email drip campaign and they're like, make sure that you close your vents in the, I mean, they just tell you stuff that, and it's just junk email. And I know it's junk email. This is valuable information. People love it. They love it. And it's so easy for them to hit reply or click the button that says ask my value or verify my value. It sends you an email right back. And then you can email them. So it's really awesome. So that's what I do for 12 months. Like every single month that happens. Okay. Once a month. My 3-2-1. So I send out 3 gifts to my past clients. Now, this is people who have bought from me, who have invested in me. I turn back and I invest in them. So I send out 3 gifts per year. And 2 of them are branded. And 1 of them is not branded. This is how I send out my stuff. So those gifts, I keep them and I kind of break it all down. So if you go get the follow-up playbook, I literally have links and examples and everything, but I'll send them a card and I'll send them a small gift, whether it's a $10 gift card to Home Depot, or I know you can brand like Visa cards if you wanted to. I just send a Home Depot card because most people have a Home Depot by them. Anyway, but to branding yourself twice, whatever the gift is, I'll brand. This last year I did aprons and they're branded. It's got my name on it and a super cute saying. And I got so many pictures from my clients wearing the apron. They loved it. And it was super fun. I've done phone stands and orange peelers. I've done all sorts of things and they're branded, but they're useful. Okay. So they know three times a year they're getting a gift from me and they never know what it's going to be. So it's kind of fun. They really enjoy it. The 2 of them I spring and summer I brand, and then in the fall there is no branding. So if I usually send out chocolates for Christmas, and I spend about $10 to $12 per past client by the time I mail it and pay for the gift and the card and everything, but I have no branding on that. It's just a Christmas card and I write something or I just sign my name on there. And I send them their chocolates with it, and my return name and address and everything is on there. And that's it. I don't have my logo. I don't have my email. I don't give them business cards to pass out, because we want to make them feel important and loved and like they're not just a paycheck. So I implemented that my very first year in business, and crazy enough, my database of clients I've sold, I noticed this last year and it just blew my mind. My database of clients that I have right now after 8.5 years is about 280 people, and I've sold over 700 houses. Okay. So I was trying to do the math and I was like, if I sold 700 houses, why would I not have 700 people in my database? Because some of my people have bought and sold 4 or 5 times. Some of them have bought and sold twice at least. Some of them have bought and sold 3 or 4. I mean, so many times that my database is not really expanding. So the number of people that I'm servicing, it still is growing, but I'm just recycling all these people that are in my past client history. So I don't advertise. After the year 4, I quit advertising and I was still selling 100 a year. I don't advertise. I don't pay for Facebook ads. I don't pay for anything. I don't pay for Zillow leads. Nothing. So the point is, invest in the people who invested in you. That's the point. Okay. So that's your past clients. Now it's really great if you want to try to call them, or I hear some of these, like, some of the coaching programs out there will be like, take one person to coffee every single week, or, touch base with 10 people every week. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if you're trying to increase and sell 50 houses a year or whatever, whatever your goal is, how do you have time to go stop and take 10 people a week to lunch or to coffee I don't. I barely got to eat when I was selling 100 houses a year. I didn't have time to take people out. So it has to be something that we can sustain and remember to do, right? And be consistent at. So this is something that's consistent for me. I consistently do it every year. It takes me 3 different times a year where I just sit down and do the one project, and I hire kids to help me, and we get it sent out, and it's amazing. So that's past clients. Okay. Do you have any questions on that?
No, I love it.
It's fun.
Yeah. And then as far as the gift, I know last year, which it was a very big hit. Sam's has apple pies. And I delivered, those large apple pies.
Yep.
Yeah, put a big red ribbon on it, and it was a big hit.
Huge hit.
I hadn't thought about
you can totally deliver. Yes. And you can totally deliver.
Lisa. Yeah.
I did that my first year. I actually, because my budget was really low. And so I didn't pay to mail for the first 4 years. So we literally drove until I had about 150 people in my database. I started paying my teenagers to drive and drop off gifts. And then finally I was like, why aren't we mailing these things? But I made fruit baskets. I went to Costco, bought all the different fruits, went to the dollar store. I bought glass bowls and some cellophane wrap, and I made these cute fruit baskets that didn't cost me more than a few dollars. And I drove them around to every single person's house. Every person's house. It took me a long time because they want to show you their repair. Like they want to show you what they've updated or how their kitchen is, which is amazing. But when you start to grow your database, at some point it tips and you can't do the driving around all the time. You run out of time and energy. And then I started mailing. So, but yes, you can drive around.
So let me ask you this before you go on to the next one, Lisa. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So what kind of, now I heard you say you do put the cards in there. Do you write some kind of, do you write something?
Yeah. So usually what I do is with, depending on the gift. So like one of the gifts that I've got that we did, my favorite is these little phone stands. People love these. I love them. I have them everywhere in my house. And so then we came up with a fun little poem to go with the phone stands. And we just do a custom card. So I don't put business cards in. I do custom cards. So you could do that on Vistaprint. There's a shop I can and I will design on Etsy. Happens to be my mother. And she actually creates all these things for me because I'm not creative. So she's got all sorts of different cards that will go with different gifts that we can send out. They just did a really awesome one. Made a card that looks like a bag of chips. And it says, "You're all that in a bag of chips. Thanks for being such an awesome client," or something to that effect.
Okay.
And then has a little spot on the top, and then ordered branded chip clips. And so it's got your name and email and phone number and website on the chip clip, and then put that on there and mailed that out in a little bubble package. Super cute. Costs that was like a $3.50. That was not very expensive altogether. So I do customize them because then I put my logo, I put my name, my phone number, my email address, my website on the branded pieces and on the branded cards. Yeah. Yeah. The more they see it, the more they remember. And I will tell you this too. I'm telling you why this works. I just had a client that called past client, which I keep all my past clients, of course, in my phone still.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a past client that called me last week and he said, "Hey, I haven't talked to him for 4 years, by the way. Okay. No, haven't seen him around town. Haven't had a conversation with him. Did not follow up with him except for with this 3-2-1-12. That's it." He calls me and he says, "Hey, I got relocated. I moved into Utah. I need to sell my house." I was like, "Great. Like what's the time frame? What's going on? I just need to come take a quick look through real fast." And he's like, "Yep, I'm like, okay, great. I'll be there on Thursday. So last Thursday I went, walked through the house, had him sign all the papers. He handed me a key. He's going to leave town. I'll take care of it. And he's like, over the moon happy. And that was it. That there's no this is the awesome thing. When we harness the people that we've already worked with, they already know us. They already trust us. So we don't have to convert them. He didn't even care to see. I didn't do a CMA. I'm telling you right now. I mean, I did a CMA on my own. I pulled prices, but I had 0 pieces of paper in my hand when I went to his house. I went to his house. I took some notes. I asked him what was going on with his life. His wife has passed away. He's got his 3 kids. There's a lot going on. I'm like, great. I can get a cleaner in here. I can get the carpet cleaner in here. I'll take care of it. I'll get somebody to mow the lawn while you're gone. You just pack up and leave. He's like, that's exactly what I needed. He didn't need me to give him a 25-page CMA report to tell him what the price is going to be. I said, we are going to be about $499, somewhere between $477 and $499. We can start at $499. And he said, okay, great. That sounds good. That was it. Right? That's the way business can roll when we invest in the people that invested in us and paid us really good money in the past.
Mhm.
So it's my favorite, but that's the way my business rolls now. Like the phone call, the show up, tell them the price. I have not printed a CMA for a few years, minus someone who's had a death in the family or has to go through a lawyer or something like really specific, but they just trust me, which is, scary, but they trust me. They trust me to know what I'm doing. And then I let them know what the price is because they know I know what I'm doing. So yeah, awesome stuff. Okay. So you've got some current buyers. How are we keeping in touch with our current buyers? People who are holding off, people who are waiting.
I have not done a very good job. I'll send a text or I'll call.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's audit your current buyers then. So if we, again, like that's not a very, that process that you've got right now, remembering to send a text or remembering to call isn't going to be very efficient with your time, but also you're less likely to do it consistently. So with your current buyers, you need to categorize, like, what is their level? What do they need right now? Are they waiting for a year? Are they waiting for 6 months? Are they just waiting for the right house to come up? Need to know what their plan is.
Yes, one is that there's a certain neighborhood he will not go to any other neighborhood.
Okay, perfect. So guess how you take care of him? You're going to put him on a search just in your MLS. This does not cost you anything. You have this ability inside your own MLS system. So no fancy programs needed. Put him on an automatic search for houses just in that neighborhood. So when something comes on the market in that neighborhood, and I would keep it very broad, I wouldn't even put a price range on it. If he's just, I want this neighborhood, then just search for that neighborhood, anything that becomes active, anything that's new in that neighborhood. And then he'll get an automatic email when something goes on the market, right?
Yes.
The trick. Okay. So my trick here, giving you all my secrets today. My trick here is you need to CC yourself on these emails. You need to see what they're seeing. So if he's going to get an email that day with a notification that something went on the market, you need to get notified with it as well. And then you need to check your email multiple times a day. And when you notice that, hey, this guy got notified and this house came on the market, that is your trigger to call him. Because now we're calling and we have purpose when we're calling. Right?
Yes.
Now it's, hey, did you check your email? There's this house that went on the market, and do you want to go see it?
Yes, I've actually done that. But what I am thinking about doing is that geofencing. Maybe send some cards out to people in the neighborhood. I know the last house that came on the market, I guess they had already decided on a buyer before the house even got on the market. But if there's anyone who wants to sell, yeah, I think by sending out those postcards, maybe we can just give the neighborhood heads up.
Yeah, you could do that. Send out a postcard, send out a letter. I think somebody's more apt to open a letter than just to see another postcard.
Okay.
Just drop a letter. It says, I've got a client who really loves this neighborhood, wants to be here. If you or anyone that you know is interested in selling anytime soon, would you reach out to me?
All right. Sounds good.
I mean, pretty simple, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that specific client though, do you have him on a search already?
I don't have him on the search. I actually know the neighborhood. I am looking in Zillow. I am because the neighborhood isn't out of my way. It could be a for sale by owner. So
why are we hesitating? I'm gonna back you up though. Why are you hesitating to do something that can automatically save you time and still provide him value? Why do we think we need to be the ones? And you're not the only one. So that's why I'm asking you this. Why do we think that we need to be the ones to find it? Why do you need to be searching Zillow? Why do you need to be looking out in that neighborhood when you could use your time doing other things? I'm just pushing on you just a little bit.
You are pushing on me, Lisa.
I know.
It, but I mean, if I don't do it, who will?
Your automatic system will do it.
See that, and that's why I sent the question about the system.
Yes. Okay, your automatic system will do it. That's what it is for, and it is faster than you. So I will tell you, I don't love a lot of automation. It takes the personal touch out of our business if we have too much automation. That is a purposeful automation. That means that within 15 seconds of something hitting the market, you will be notified and your client will be notified. You are providing better value to your client at that point because you are the fastest at getting him notified. The fastest, right? And we don't want him waiting to find it on Zillow, because if he finds it on Zillow and then he gets confused and says, oh, I'm going to book an appointment, I want to see this. He doesn't know that's just going to go to a completely different agent. And then that agent's going to call him and then you might have lost the sale. You need to stay in control.
Yes.
And you stay in control by having him set up on your search program so that when he gets it notified to his email, he can click on it, you're contacting him, or he can email it back and say, I want to go see this one.
Okay.
Plus, when he gets notified via your search, your cute face and your name and your phone number is all attached to that. So you are in front of him all the time. And every other thing that comes on the market, if he wants to look in any other areas, or this goes for other buyers, whatever area they're looking in, every notification has your name and phone number and email and cute face. So you are in front of them so often. It's purposeful marketing. So why are we resistant?
I don't know. I tell you what, we can work hard. Well, I can speak for myself. We can work hard and get to a point where we're just tired when, like you said, that there's systems that we need to put in place. And I'm there. I know I need to.
Yeah. There's 2 systems for you right there that will save your life. And I'm going to tell you something, like another secret. Those are the only 2 systems I use. That's it. That's how I built my entire business. 2 systems. I don't pay for anything, any other systems, any other fancy market, like nothing. Those are my systems.
The 3, 2, 1 and the 12.
That's it. 3, 2, 1, 12 is for your past clients. That's your follow-up protocol. Right. And then if I have a buyer that is currently looking, they are on a search. I meet someone at open house. They want to look for something. They go on a search. If you buy my planner, you will notice that in there, underneath the buyer section, it says set search, yes or no. Have I put them on a search? It is that important. It is that important. I just had a brand new agent that's in our office, and she said, as I'm like training her up and she's like learning the system and everything, and we talked about setting a search for her client, she goes, "This is amazing. No one ever put me on a search before." She's bought 4 houses. She used to buy investment properties and personal properties before she ever had her license. No agent has ever put me on a search before. This is the most efficient thing. This is amazing. It's like, yeah, nobody uses it and it's free. It's part of your MLS dues that you pay with the systems that you have. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't. And I think a lot of times people don't use it because they don't know how to use it, because it doesn't just work. Like there's kind of a compounding tool to where, you can put the client on a search, but if you don't do any sort of follow-up, or much like HomeBot, you can go in and see who's opened the emails, how often they've opened it. You now know who your interested buyers are. So if you have, 30 people or 10 people looking to purchase, and you're not sure, we can't read their mind to find out when they might be interested in purchasing or when something's going to strike their interest, instead of randomly calling them every 2 weeks and possibly missing out, and they've already clicked on somebody on Zillow, we can keep in touch with them every single time something new comes on the market. And we can go look at their history to find out how often they're opening their emails, if they're favoriting properties, if they're discarding properties, what they're liking, what they're not liking. It's data points. Daniel's going to like that. Data points, Daniel, right? The best thing that we can be able to do is watch those data points. Then when I'm going to sit down and do follow-up on Monday morning, who am I going to call? I'm going to call all the people who have opened their emails. And then you are more likely to get a sale, get someone to do something. Whereas right now, when you're telling me you don't have any systems or processes, that's because we're just kind of shooting in the dark to the left and shooting into the dark to the right. And then we might text this person, and then we're going to call this person, and then we're going to, we're going to do a little bit here and there, but without the consistency. Yeah. Consistency and purpose.
Yeah.
This gives you purpose in who you're calling, people who are more likely to do something right now. And then you serve those people. And the other people, here's the amazing thing. They stay on the search. I had one guy that I put on a search. I met him once. He was actually a Zillow lead, I want to say, that came in that I paid for. I think my second year I paid for some Zillow leads. Anyway, he was a Zillow lead that came in. I talked to him, took some notes on his family, so I knew and could remember who they were, what he needed. I put him on a search. I did not talk to him again for a year. No phone conversation, no texting. I did not follow up with him, but he was on the search. So I was following up with him. Okay. He got an email from me every time something new came on the market. It was almost 1 year later, I get this phone call. And of course I have him tagged in my phone, like guy from Nevada, I think is what I put on him. Anyway, so he was in my phone. So he calls me and I said, "Hi, what's going on? What can I do for you?" And he's like, "Yep, we're ready. We found this house. We want to go take a look at it. Can you go FaceTime us?" Sure, I'll go FaceTime. What's the house? So I go do a walkthrough, FaceTime the walkthrough of the house. He's like, "Great, we want it. Let's put in the offer." So I had him hooked up with my lender. We put in the offer, and wham, bam, like we bought the house. That was it. The only follow-up I did with him was keep him on my search. That was it. And it's not the only time that's ever happened. So there is power. There's power in that search. I'm telling you right now. So that leads for Daniel to, like, that's why I say when we're getting people on HomeBot, that's like the reverse. Instead of like buying, that's our selling way that we can keep in touch with people. So we have to have both those ways to stay in front of them often, so that they don't just call some other random realtor. Because honestly, that's what people do, is call random realtors. They don't usually have someone that they love. They just call somebody random. So we need to be that person in front of them.
I have used a buyer's thing. I just signed up for a HomeBot right now. So doing a demo.
Good job.
Sorry, I heard you. I was kind of on and off right now. I heard you talk about the 3-2-1 before through a video that you did. Can you just briefly just say it again in one sentence again? 3, 2, 1, 3 touches. What was it again?
Oh, it's 3, 2, 1, 12. So it's the 12 months you're in front of the clients because you're on HomeBot. So they get an email once a month, right? So 12 times a year. And then the 3, 2, 1 is 3 gifts, 2 are branded and 1 is not branded in that 12-month period.
So I had a question about that, Lisa.
Mhm.
So the 3 gifts, I remember you went over that. That was the first time I heard you talk about it, and it had to do with like the spring and the summer.
Mhm.
And it was like a Christmas one.
Yep.
And was it those 3 right there?
Yep. Just spring, summer, fall.
Okay.
And there's
So-
no like, there's no spit like there's no way to do it wrong. It could be in February, it could be in March, it could be in April. There's no way to do this wrong.
What if I were to add like the home anniversary as well and birthdays? Too much?
That's a lot. I would start to feel creeped out, but it's up to you. So it's up to you.
Wouldn't you think home anniversary is more special?
Totally could be. I would take one of the others out if that's what you're doing. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, you could brand a home anniversary.
Uh-huh.
The reason why I don't do that is because I don't know how I would keep track of it. Because
Okay.
when I sit down to do my three gifts, right? Like in
Right.
March, we sit down and we do everyone's gift and we send everybody's out.
Right.
If I have to do home anniversaries, I'm going to have them every single month.
Uh-huh.
And then it's going to require me to do work every single month. And I'm not willing to do that.
Okay.
So it hasn't made enough of a difference in my business to do that. That's just a lot to keep up on. And if I can't keep up on it, I won't do it.
Okay. In terms of
Some people
what
do
about-
cards. I'm gonna back you up real quick. Some people will just have like they'll just send cards out,
Uh-huh.
or they can have it set up on like send out cards or something where it automatically will send a card to them on their home anniversary. You could do something like that if you wanted to.
Okay. Would you also give like a thank you gift card to someone who writes you like a Google review?
I don't. But
Okay.
I generally, when people write my reviews for me, it's generally after we're done with our transaction and I give my clients gifts or do something kind for them
Okay.
that they need. So whether it's have their house cleaned or, get the moving truck for them or help them move sometimes, or it just depends on what it is. Give them a gift basket. I do something different for each of my clients based on what their needs are. So
And-
I don't do extra stuff like that.
Okay. And just on average, the spring, summer, and the Christmas, how much do you think you spend per client for that whole year? Like $15?
It's about, oh no. So per gift, I kind of benchmark myself. It's about $12.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't want to send. So here's the thing. And it can be less. So like, I know the chip clips that my sister just did with postage bubble mailers, I think she was $5 or $6.
Mhm.
But here's what I want you to remember. You're only sending these to people who have bought or sold with you. Okay.
Right.
They're only past clients. So they're people, when I walk away and I just made $5 or $10 or $15 or $30,000 off of a transaction, following back up with my client and spending $30 a year per client seems really well worth my time for me because I'm
Right.
most grateful for them. Or I could go throw that money into Facebook ads, find random people who don't care about me,
Right.
and probably not get anything off of it. So what I realized after I tried the mailing stuff before, and I'd spent like $4,000 or $5,000 mailing to people who did not know me. And I had one person call me out of how many did I send out? It was like 8,000 pieces of mail. It was a lot. And anyway, I had one person call me and I had, I made $5,000 or $10,000 off that, which was fine. But I thought, you know what? I'm spending $8,000 or $4,000 with mailer marketing when I should be spending that money on my clients because they love me and they will tell other people to use me. And so that's kind of where the concept came from. And so that's what I've always done. And sure enough, my phone calls that pour in is this person told me I have to use you. This person told me I have to use you. This person, I met them at garage sale and they told me I had to use you. So it's that important to make sure that they feel loved. For sure.
Got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, Sherry, I'm going to jump back to you real quick.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any follow-up questions?
No, I don't.
How are you feeling now, the moment?
I feel, as I listen to you, of course, with all my clients, I try to establish a relationship. Well, I do establish a relationship, and we're all like family, afterwards. But to have something tangible, to send something, in the mail. I love the 3-2-1, the 12. I love that also. I did have a client come to me about 3 weeks ago, and the husband is ready to sell, but the wife is not ready to sell. So going into the home vault, it was at home vault. I do have it written down.
Yes, homebot.io.
Yes, homebot.io. Now they have that information, and can decide as a couple before one calls me to say yes, and the other one calls me to say no.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the book you purchased, you mentioned for $9. What else is included in the?
Oh, gotcha. Oh, my, so that's my marketing playbook. So if you go to just agentleader.com and you can get to my marketing playbooks on there. And the marketing playbook will walk you through and give you examples and the emails to send out for HomeBot and all the good stuff. So you have the entire process spelled out for you. It's actually posted under free resources, but that one's not free. So follow-up playbook, it's going to give you so I did a training. So it's got the recorded training, a calendar, the checklist, customizable Canva documents for you. It's got everything that you need in there. And I taught you how to do it. And then once you buy that, you get to keep that class for life and all the tools that come with it.
You said, okay, I'm an agent leader, and you said go to
agentleader.com, and it's under, if you go under the free resources tab up at the top.
Got it.
Yep. Marketing playbooks are down there at the bottom.
Marketing playbooks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, done for you.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
You're talking about the $39 for the follow-up, right?
Yeah, the follow-up playbook. Yep.
The one that I did, the Kickstart, that doesn't come with that, correct?
It does not.
Okay.
I don't believe that is in there no, that's not in that one. If you, Daniel, are planning on joining the Academy, that is included with the Academy. So actually inside the Academy, I've got 9 or 10 different playbooks in there for marketing. Those are all included when you come into the Academy. So for right now we're $279 a month. Or you can just do a one-time payment of $3,000. You can have lifetime access to coaching, weekly coaching, and all of the tools that you need, and all the trainings. So you get the whole gamut when it comes to that.
And that's until end of September, correct?
End of September, it's not lifetime access anymore. Yeah,
All
so
right.
that's just going to be my alumni.
I'll probably sign up in September once my wife gives me the green light. But in case I don't, if you can just remind me, I might forget.
Stick a reminder in your phone. Stick a reminder in your phone. Yep.
Sure,
I'll be sending some emails out as well, so you can keep an eye on your emails if you get those from me. But yeah, into September is when we're cutting off. By October 1st, it'll be $1,500 a year to renew. Once you get into the program. So $3,000 upfront fee, and then $1,500 a year after that, which is still
sorry. So it's not grandfathered in. I got to pay $1,500 every year.
You will be grandfathered in if you purchase before October 1st.
Oh, what's this $1,500 a year?
That is anyone after October 1st. I'm going to start to have a renewal fee.
Oh, I
So
see.
you are lifetime access up till October 1st, but starting October 1st, anyone who starts to come into the academy program does not have lifetime access. They'll have 12-month access. And then it will be $1,500 to renew each year,
Got it.
which is still more than amazing to have weekly coaching and access to all the new tools and trainings. It's amazing, amazing value. But my alumni are going to be lifetime access. So that's where we're at.
So what's the monthly
So you
fee
can
on
do
that?
monthly payments, $279.
$279.
So you can do 12 monthly payments of $279. And so even if you started that before October 1st, you still would have that lifetime access. Even if you were on that payment plan, you just have to sign up before October 1st.
And this includes I know you said all the
All the playbooks.
all
Yep.
the playbooks.
Yep. Yeah,
What
all the
else?
playbooks. So it also includes my Kickstart Business Growth Program. So that is my foundational program, how I run my business, essentially. So Kickstart Business Growth, and then it also includes Supercharge, which is kind of leveling yourself up, pushing yourself to the next level in all the different areas of mastery in the business. That's if you go through Supercharge and you're still not making money, then you need to quit. That's how I preface that program. You will have everything that you need. So either we need some mindset coaching or something if we have a problem at that point, but that's Supercharge. You also end up with a bunch of bonus trainings that are inside my vault, and then all the marketing as well. So pretty much everything that I've ever created is inside my academy right now. And then you also start out with a one-on-one coaching call for an hour so that we can actually deconstruct your business to see very specifically what path I should put you on. So some people come to me, they've been in business for 10 years. Their path is going to look different than somebody who's been in business for 2 years, right? Or somebody who's been in business for 5 years. So I like to customize my program for you so that you're not having to go through every single one of these trainings, because I've got so many trainings, but they're not all going to be what you need. So we're going to go through and I'm going to direct you to what you do need. And then also included with that is weekly coaching. So we have a weekly coaching training session every single week, every Wednesday. And it's for about an hour. And in that coaching session, it's a new topic based on what's going on in the market, what we need to do. This last week, we actually talked about goals and how we're supporting our goals, right? If we're not reaching our goals, what are we doing to support those? High performance coaching sessions in there. So that has its own kind of schedule within that, but that's the weekly coaching every single week. So we're staying ahead when we have changes in the market. Like right now, a good question that came in was, I've got a bunch of buyers and those buyers are, qualified, but there's nothing in their price range. Now, what am I supposed to do? It's starting to coach on those type of topics so that we're knowing, hey, things are changing. This is what I'm dealing with. How are we pivoting? What are we doing right now? So that's the up-to-date current market training every week. So when you buy before before October 1st, you continue to get that weekly coaching and access to all the tools for life. My life, not yours, but my life. So, yeah. All right, guys. If you guys have any more questions, I will be here next week. And thanks for coming to Ask a Coach today and being willing to share your questions with me and receive the information.
Thanks,
So,
Lisa.
good to have you. You're
So
welcome.
let me ask you this again. So $3,000 is lifetime.
Yes. Yep. It's lifetime. I know it's a wild, crazy deal. I keep getting told I'm supposed to charge more, but I like to have it accessible. So.
Well, even this small amount of it, I've actually been on some of your, your workshops, last year, but then I started getting these emails, ask a coach. I was like, oh wow, I get to ask Lisa a question or something.
Come on and ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what I want to establish is being that go-to agent. We have so
Yeah.
many agents here. I
Yeah.
mean, so many, but I mean, and there are agents who don't get any business at all because, you know, there's certain agents that people, you know, go to, and
Right.
you know, I'm just like, why that one? You know,
Mhm. Lack
some have billboard. I even put a billboard up. My husband put
um
me a nice billboard up. I didn't get
yeah.
one call from a billboard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that we can try to do to market, but honestly, the most effective things are more personal.
Yes.
That's the most effective. And I mean, you've hit it on the head when you're saying that the things that you do, like your clients are like your family, right? I always used to tell my husband, I don't have 50 new clients. I have 50 new best friends who want to call me and ask me what dentist they should go to if they move to the area, or they're going to call and ask me, you know, who a great lawn person is, or they're going to call and ask me, I mean, anything, right? My water heater stopped. Who should I call to take care of my water heater? It's creating relationships with people. And when we create those relationships with people, we're their go-to because they trust us. And I would hope they would trust me because I do want to take good care of them. So there's different ways to approach your business, and there's a very salesy way to approach your business. And I personally have chosen to approach my business in a service-oriented way, which is what I teach. But when we approach people with service, everyone loves to be served and everyone loves to feel important. So you quickly, when I moved into my area, I didn't know anybody. I was at a brokerage that was not named out here. So I brought this brokerage name into my area, but it wasn't even out here. And there was this other brokerage that was the go-to, and their signs were everywhere and everyone used them. And I didn't take that as, you know, that means I can't be successful. I actually looked at that and I was like, great, now I have a goal of something to achieve, which is to blow them out of the water. So as I kept finding all these different ways, which I teach in my Kickstart program, but as I started finding all these different ways to advertise myself, I didn't have any money. So everything I did not cost money because I had no money. But all these ways I started finding, and I got more signs in the ground and more signs in the ground. And all of a sudden, you know, people knew that I was here. And then I started getting some phone calls and I started becoming the go-to person. And now I'll receive phone calls. And it's like, yeah, I see your signs. I see your signs everywhere. Like, you're the person that I need to call, or this person told me I need to call you. I mean, now the business comes from all different ways, but just because somebody else's signs are out there, that doesn't mean that your signs can't replace theirs. It doesn't mean that they're good at their job. It just means that they've been in the business for a while and people haven't had you as an option, and you're amazing. So they now get to experience you.
Yeah. So when I first started, of course, you know, 2 years ago, business was booming because of the interest rate. But yes, I have or did hear about, you know, people having more experience than me, and I'm like, we got to sound the same docs. I mean, we do the same thing.
Yes. Yes.
They can't get a house cheaper because, you know, they've been in it for 20 years.
Yeah. Right. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can definitely learn some tactics and a little bit of aggression. There's some things that we can be able to learn to be an amazing agent and fight for our clients. But yeah, just because they've been in the business 20 years, the way that I looked at it was, you've been in the business 20 years, you're tired, I'm new in the business, I'm hungry, and I'm willing to work harder than you are. Right? It's the way it is for me. So it didn't mean that just because there were other people doing it and had been doing it, they just hadn't met me yet. That's it. They just haven't met you yet, Sherry. That's all.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for coming to Ask a Coach today.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye, guys.